Hey everyone, today I really want to clear the air. I want to talk about the negative stigmas that surround cold approach and pickup, and how a lot of it is just a load of crap that was created by, one particular company back in the early 2000s, the second wave, or I should say second generation of pickup artists. It was created by a particular group. I'm not going to mention their names, but as a pickup and dating coach, I'm here to debunk a lot of the negative stigmas. And yeah, I'm going to do that with the host, Panda.
What's up, guys? I'm the host of Controvert podcast. Welcome back. And today we're going to let Sebastian, dating coach, take it away with this his ideas on negative stigma. Yeah. I'll ask some very engaging questions, so make sure to stay tuned. So the first thing I want to talk about, I actually, I grew up with pickup as well. And I didn't look too much into pickup, but I would enjoy watching those old school simple pickup videos on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
My brothers, I think they would sign up for some courses with dating coaches, or just read on some material, and they would kind of share some with me. I never signed up for one. So I'm kind of aware of this issue. And even me, before I would go out and approach women, cold approach, I would just go the mall with my buddy.
Yeah.
We just talk to a bunch of girls at one time.
Yeah.
And so I noticed a lot of times, or not even a lot, but a couple times we got caught. We got caught while we're doing it. And they're like, are you guys just doing this to every girl? At the mall? Because then we'd pass by some girls that were oh, we just talked to them. Or there's even times where we talk to the same girl and I'm like, oh, whoops. So all right,
common mistakes.
Yeah. And then
rookie mistakes. Yeah.
We get side-eyed or even called out dude, the things that you guys are doing is not cool.
Right.
And so there's a negative stigma that I realize with this. But what's interesting is that you mentioned this has started to happen, or it started to develop more and more within the past 10 years. I feel like it's just common sense when a girl goes oh, you just hit on me and now you're hitting on another girl.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit more about what has developed within the past 10 years.
Yeah. So I'm going to begin with how the negative stigmas around pickup even started. Okay. So there was one particular pickup company. This was very early 2000s. I'm not going to say the company name, but they got flagged by mainstream media and a particular news network saying, oh, these pickup guys, they're misogynistic, they objectify women.
Oh, I saw that actually. Yeah.
They only see women as numbers and practice and all these things. So, and I still get hate for that. The same exact thing. Here's my rebuttal. Okay, here's my rebuttal. The main argument is, well, when you approach girls, you only see them as numbers. Oh, today I approached, 20 girls and I got 5 numbers and 1 hookup, right? My rebuttal is that aspect of pickup, it's only a numeric measurement of our progress. It's not about the girl. It's a numeric measurement of our progress, okay?
So what you're saying is it doesn't really affect the girl.
It's not about...
It's not like she's giving up her pussy so he could become a fuckboy and just do this to a bunch of girls.
Well, let me explain. So what I mean by we don't objectify women, it's because in the moment that I'm talking to the girl, I talk to her with absolute and the utmost respect, right? In the moment as I'm interacting with the girl, I treat her like a human being. I don't objectify her, right? When I'm having these interactions. So the argument that mainstream media made is that they correlate the way we measure our own personal progress with the interaction itself. It's no. Those are two completely different things.
No, I think what they're saying is that because we sleep or men, like
Yeah.
pick up men,
Yeah.
because they cold approach these women and then they sleep with multiple women.
Yeah.
That's the problem, right?
Right. So that's the objectifying aspect,
Yeah.
right? It's like, oh, you're learning this skill strictly just to hook up with a bunch of women, right? So as a coach, this is how I view it. So I'll use the example of mixed martial arts. Learning mixed martial arts from a coach, you get to learn discipline, you get to learn how to do self-defense, you get to learn integrity, sportsmanship, you get to be in great shape, you get to learn all these great things from mixed martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
But it can also be used for bad things, right? You can use it to harm others.
That's true.
Have malicious intent,
Yeah.
murderous intent even. So the skill of pickup itself, it's neutral. Just like any other skill in life that you want to learn, it's all neutral. It's all about how the individual wants to use that particular skill. Same thing with pickup, right? Some guys, they just want to learn pickup to overcome their approach anxiety. Some guys want to learn pickup to get a girlfriend, get a wife, multiple wives even. But then again, there's also guys with malicious and bad intent, right? They want to take advantage of girls, right? They want to trick girls, right? Mm-hmm. They want to have their own, like I said, malicious intent. But the skill of pickup itself is completely neutral, right?
True.
It's all about how the individual uses the skill set.
It's like a basic necessity that men need, actually. Like, we don't get taught how to get girls. And then in life, it's always the men that's chasing the women, right?
Right.
A woman would not really go up to a guy and go like, hey, can I get your number?
Very rare.
I mean, very rare. Like, people would argue,
rare.
it happens. Yeah. What's the percentage? Look at that. Okay. So I think if that's out your ass, I think that men, they have to develop the skill and get good at it. If they don't,
of course,
no woman's gonna approach you that much. Like, you could be born with like inadequacies, born with like a f***ed up face. A girl would not approach you because of that. But it doesn't mean that this man who's ugly is not deserving of love.
Oh, 100%.
So, and then also, like, even if he's ugly and he makes a lot, maybe he makes a lot, but he doesn't flaunt in a way where women can see that. So he doesn't attract the gold diggers. What if he doesn't want to attract the gold diggers?
Correct.
What if he just wants another woman who is decent looking and is a gold digger? He wants a down to earth woman. So this is like the type of energy or the skill that we men have to develop. And I was actually going to ask you, like, but what about the boys that just like use their power, use their skills to just trick all the women? And I think that's why it's a little bit like of insecurity I have, where whenever like I go and cold approach a girl, I make sure like the girls around don't really see, because I'm like, oh shit, like it's viewed badly, you know. But I think me and you, we went to go talk to some girls today for content purposes, because we're trying to get more exposure to the business that you're running, right? Showing that you have these skills for that. So I tagged along, and then there's a girl, like, she totally understood. She totally understood the game, and she had a positive impression of it. She was, I was being the wingman.
Yeah.
And I was just talking to that girl who was positive, and she totally understood. She's like, oh, I'm taken, by the way. I'm like, yeah, no, it's okay. I'm just, it's just business. And she's like, yeah, I know. she's like, I know.
She was the wing woman talking to the wing man. So
yeah, dude, I didn't even want to talk, but like, she was just like, yeah, it's fine. And then she just like started like just going like this, and then just like letting you and her talk, you and her friend talk. Yeah. And she was like, just chill about it. She was just like laid back, crossing her arms, not like crossing her arms in a pissed off way.
Yeah, but in a patient way, patiently waiting.
Patient way, yeah. She wasn't being like the refrigerator hiding the snacks, She was being the refrigerator that was opening the door for the snacks.
No, so that's a perfect example to the point I want to bring up. That is my argument against the negative stigmas of pickup. So I can ask any girl, doesn't matter. I'll ask them, hey, would you rather be properly approached by a man that's trying to court and date you, or would you rather have a man inappropriately approach you?
Yeah, and that
Right?
takes skill. Like,
Right, yeah.
Okay, like I had my fair share of moments where I was awkward, as I'm sure you did. Okay, we all we all did, bro. Okay, and we got to how we are with like a higher success, bro. My success rate, by the way, is not as high as yours.
It's okay.
You know,
Yeah, it's okay.
You're a dating coach, so
I've been
you didn't get to where you are by just like not doing anything and hiding
Correct.
inside your basement.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If you let this affect you and you were like, okay, there's a negative stigma around cold approaching or just pickup in general, I'm going to stop doing it, then you would never get to a point where you could actually have success with women.
Correct.
And treat them with respect.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Because let me ask you a quick question. Do you think like women, it's kind of similar to like the thing you just talked about, but do you think a woman would like be willing to give her number out to a guy who's like really suave and really attractive in his way of talking, or a guy who's like, hey, I just want to let you know that I think you're pretty.
right.
Who do you think like a girl is going to give the number out more likely?
Of course, the confident guy.
Yeah.
The guy that knows what he's doing.
Correct.
Right? Yeah, the competent one. Yeah, the confident and competent one.
Yeah, but
obviously.
Another question I have is like that confident and competent guy, does he have a higher success rate with women?
Oh, yeah, of course. He knows what he's doing.
So
right? Yeah.
in essence, he would be attracting way more women, right?
Yes.
So, okay, like it's either one of this. It's either women need to go for the awkward guy and let the awkward guy just do his thing, which, by the way, it's not going to happen.
doing.
And naturally, that's not going to happen.
Right.
Or, like, in order for men to better themselves, we have to, as a society, accept that men, they have to work on themselves,
Yes.
get better talking skills
Yes.
and attraction skills, pickup skills, right?
Yes.
Like that should be a commonality that should be accepted by society.
Yeah, and let me talk about the argument against that, okay? The argument against, like, oh, there's better ways to get good with women, okay? There's better ways to have success with women. And I asked them, okay, tell me, what are the ways? They said, oh, just meet women through friends groups, right? That's how you just meet them through friends groups and socialize with the girls. And that's how you slowly become better and better with women. And I say, okay, but what about the guy that is in his mid 30s or early 40s and he's a hustler in his career? He doesn't have time to make friends and do all this investment. Like,
yeah, even me, bro. Like, I'll say this, like, I don't really have that much time to like hang out with I have a lot of friends.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you saw like my personal Instagram, I have 2,000 followers. I'm following 2,000. So I met a lot of people in my life. It's not just people are following me because I'm a figure.
These are people you know.
These are people I all know. Like
correct.
2,000 people that I know, they know me. And I have a lot of friends, but I don't hang out with them.
Yeah.
I'm in my 30s. I'm 30, by the way. And even when I just hit 30, or even when I was like 26, I started to not even hang out with my friends that much. And my friends wouldn't really start to hang out with that many people either. Yeah. So the chances of me meeting someone through a friend group is way harder.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct. And the girls you meet through your friend group, they might not be your ideal type. Yeah. Right? So when it comes to cold approach, I tell my students, you literally only have to dedicate, if you have good logistics, okay, you literally only have to dedicate maximum an hour time of your day. In 1 hour, you can talk to at least 5 girls. In 1 hour, you can at least talk to 5 girls, okay? Especially if you live in a major city like Los Angeles, New York, or Chicago, or any metropolitan city. It takes, if you talk to, okay, let's just say 3. lower the number. If you talk to 3 girls a day, in a year, that's close to 1,000 girls or more, right? That's 1,000 plus approaches, right? So if you want to optimize your time to get good with women, cold approach, in my opinion, is the way to go.
Yeah, because how is this guy gonna meet girls anyways? I mean, there's dating apps, but then like a lot of people are not really accepting of dating apps. So how else are you gonna meet girls other than that, right?
Yeah, so all these negative stigmas, and the most funny thing, comedic thing I find about all this stigma and criticism is, wow, all of a sudden everyone else is a genius at how to get girl with girls. Okay, then you become a dating coach. You become a pickup coach, right? Let me see you do it. You can talk and preach all you want, but show me the receipts.
Well, they can, because I think it primarily, isn't it like women that are like criticizing men, like pickup coaches?
Oh no, I actually get the most amount of criticism from men.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's the men that hate on me. It's not even the women. I have listen, in my listen. In my 10 years of pickup and my 4 to 5 years of coaching, I've never had a girl negatively criticize me for doing pickup.
Really?
Even when I was terrible at pickup, when I first started, when I was absolute trash, okay? I've never had a girl say, yo, this pickup stuff is weird. Like, stop, you're being creepy or whatever. No, because a lot of these women, they understand, hey, even though I'm bad at pickup, I'm making the effort, right? And it's the men that judge, at least me, the hardest when it comes to pickup, right? So this immediately reminded me of a story. I had a student at one point. Big shout out to Captain Danny Kim, okay? He was one of my star students, my star pupils, okay? And he's a coach now. And I remember he was at the bungalow in Santa Monica. Again, the bungalow. And he was cold approaching girls. And a group of guys, they were having beers. They were standing on the sidelines watching Danny. And they're like, haha, yo, look at this loser pickup guy. You can tell he's trying to do pickup. And look, he's a loser.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just blatantly criticizing him.
Dude, that's crazy, because the same thing happened to me.
Yeah.
Me and my friend.
Yeah, it's always the men that criticize.
Yeah.
It's not even the women. It's not even the women that criticize us.
Bro,
yeah.
Today, didn't we kind of get criticized like that a little bit?
Kinda. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. He didn't criticize. He more like noticed.
Yeah, he noticed.
I mean, he was low key criticizing.
He made a snide comment.
Yeah, he made a snide comment. Yeah.
Come on, man.
So real quick, I approached 2 girls. The one I liked, she was married. So I just rolled off. I said, okay, well, take care. I understand. Have a nice day. Right. And I just left. And this guy that was watching on the side said, oh, damn, you just got rejected 2 for 1. You know, like 2 girls rejected me. He called it the 2 for 1 rejection. It was a snide comment, and I laughed it off because I know he meant he had no ill will. It was just something, and he wasn't lying either. I did get rejected, right? So, but like I said, it's the men that buy into the negative stigma of pickup, you know, and yeah, they're the ones that criticize the hardest. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I'll give you. This is perfect. I'll give you another example. I was on I made a post on Reddit. The title was "How to Never Run Out of Things to Say when talking to girls. How to never run out of things to say." And one of the comments on the Reddit post that I made was, yo, this guy sounds like a sociopath. He sounds misogynistic. He's objectifying women, and he's just throwing all this at me, right? Full on blasting me.
Name calling, right?
Yeah.
You didn't even name call anyone.
I didn't. Yeah, all I said was, hey, this is a guide that can help men when they don't know what to say in the middle of a date or during an approach or whatever.
It's crazy that they act like they have so much honor, but then they're the ones name calling first.
Yeah. They're just blasting me. So I was kind of curious. I'm like, all right, let me see what this guy's about. Because I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm the one that's wrong, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
Let me see if he's smarter than me, more successful than me, because I'm always open to feedback. I'm always open, especially if it's from people that are better than me, okay? So I click on his Reddit profile and he made a post in, I think it was like a gay subreddit. Yeah, it was like a gay subreddit. This guy's straight, by the way. He's a straight guy, and he's in a gay subreddit. And his post was, I had a really, really shitty and bad day. I'm feeling down. I'm feeling depressed. And, tell me I look good. And it's a selfie of him, like a shirtless selfie of him showing off his body. And he was like, well, he wanted validation from gay men, even though he's a straight guy, to make himself feel better. And I'm like, hold on. This guy is judging and criticizing me when I'm trying to help men by teaching them how to never run out of things to say. I'm actually trying to do something productive and bring value to people's lives.
Something he probably needs too, right?
And I'm just like, and this confirmed and reinforced the old saying, hate and criticism never comes from above.
Yeah.
It's always from below, right?
Yeah,
so
that guy's down bad. I mean, he's down bad to a point that like
yeah.
he needs attention from gay men.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you're having that little success with women,
Yeah.
then you do need some sort of improvement
Yeah.
and development, and that kind of comes from the social skills that kind of dating teaches.
Not only that, but he was criticizing me saying, oh, you need to seek mental help. You need to see a psychiatrist, a psychologist. You need to see a medical professional. And I was like, why? Why do you keep pushing that onto me? He's like, well, it's because I went to therapy. I got help from a mental health medical professional.
God.
So at that point, I was like, okay, I need to stop talking to this guy.
Yeah.
Because he is in a different mindset. He's at a point where he is mentally ill, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, just leave it as it is, because no matter what I say, he's going to criticize me. He's going to blast me. He's going to believe in all the negative stigmas of pickup.
Yeah. You told me this story, right?
Yeah.
Before in the past.
Yeah.
And we actually talked about this story because, well, you told me this story. And then you told me this story because there was a comment that was made against you on another podcast that we did together. And I was like, who is this guy? Why does he hate you so much? And I was like asking you, do you know this guy? And you're like, yeah, actually. And then you told me everything. And I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
My reaction was priceless.
I'm not going to say who it is, but basically this guy was like a white knight. He was a white knight. I'm not even going to get into the details of what he said or what the comment was. But he was just...
Sebastian, you posted the video that we did together, the podcast, onto Reddit. Yeah. He still followed your Reddit.
Yeah.
And into the podcast video.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this guy is still stalking you. What the hell is going on?
He's white knighting. He's white knighting.
I mean...
towards a girl that I went on a date with, by the way.
dude, the thing is, like, girls would not go out with a guy like this, by the way. I mean, if he's seeking validation from like gay men because he can't get it from women, then that just shows that like he's doing something wrong and he really needs to like get some help.
Yeah. I think that one's a pretty black and white case. I think he was just upset that I went on a date with a girl that he liked. Yeah. So, I mean, to me, that's just petty. It's just petty. So, I mean, that issue got resolved very quickly. Like I didn't even contact the guy. I didn't even bother talking to him. Because it's just another typical white knight guy, right? So
yeah. I do want to say something about this whole negative stigma. I think that there's still a big handful of women that actually have this negative stigma. I mean, you would say that it's men, but I would say that it's women that have a more of a negative stigma the whole pickup.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah.
So I believe that the looks that I get a lot of times, like I said, they would kind of like eyeball and side eye me and go like, the hell, this guy's like talking to another girl, right? So I'm sure like there's a negative stigma, and then there's like some girls that would make like some posts on Facebook, like this guy, you could see like guys looking for girls to talk to, like they're vultures. This girl's probably, do you know Rave Exchange? Are you familiar with that?
I'm somewhat familiar. Yeah.
Okay, there would be some like girls that would complain.
raves,
They would complain about their experience at this rave, and how like at this rave there's just like a bunch of like guys looking at girls like vultures. I mean, dude, a rave, everyone's under the influence.
Yeah.
It's kind of like primal zone for like men they need to practice their game. I mean,
Right.
So,
and women are dressed the way they're dressed at these raves as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of expected, right? Like, so I'm not saying like looking at like girls and checking them out like this, like looking them up and down is okay. But I think these guys were just looking for girls to talk to.
Yeah.
They weren't, she didn't mention it in a way where it's like these guys were thirsty looking at me down from top to bottom.
Right.
Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
But I just want to say that if girls are watching this, you got to think about if you would be going for the guy who's like suave, like I said earlier, if you would be going for a guy like that who has so many options, but could potentially just switch from option to option, right? Because that would be the problem with like going for guys like that, or letting guys like, just to be fair, right? There's going to be more of a chance that this guy would probably cheat because he has more options, or he'd probably leave you because he like wants to move on to the next girl. And guys, I think guys can be hypergamous themselves. They could probably move on to the next girl because he's like, this girl's better.
Yeah.
So my experience, right, yesterday when we were trying to talk to some girls, and you saw this. You saw me when I was talking to some girls, and I purposely acted awkward, right?
Yeah.
There's some times I purposely acted awkward just to show the dynamic, and we could play some up on the screen.
I just wanted to say that you are very pretty, but like I'm very nervous to say that.
Okay.
So yeah, I was wondering
This girl, she ended up blocking me after I got her Instagram. She blocked me the day later. She didn't even follow me back at all.
Right.
She just straight up blocked me. Okay. Yeah. So she had this superior mindset, like the way she acted was like better.
Yeah. She had that, oh, I'm queen bee mindset.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
So I could tell that like it was not going to go down. It was not going to go down where like we would still talk or anything. I mean, I'm not really interested, as I said, to talk to women.
Yeah.
I'm not gay, but
I don't know why. Priority.
Whenever I say that, I just make a joke like I'm not gay. But then like some commenters would be like, "Yo, the fact that he stresses that, he's probably gay." Sebastian knows I'm not gay. It's just the way I word it. It just sounds weird. Like it's like I'm not into women. It just sounds weird, right? Naturally.
It's not a top priority.
Okay, it's not a top priority. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes the way I word things is a little awkward. Okay, but what I'm saying is that right now, I'm not prioritizing women because of just how busy I am.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I wasn't going to text her anyways, but that's why I was able to I was willing to sacrifice it. I was willing to just go like, you know what? I'm just going to act awkward on purpose.
Yeah.
Provide some content to your students, to anyone
content.
who's going to follow Gallant Gentleman. Controvert Podcast is partnered with Gallant Gentleman, a dating coach program ran by Sebastian. I know what you're thinking. Dating coach program. Shake my head. Superficial guys that rely on looks to get girls. But no, whether you're short, fat, ugly, or even broke, Gallant Gentleman has helped hundreds of men have success with women. I mean, look at Sebastian. He always openly admits that he's a loser.
I'll openly admit I'm a loser. Okay? No problem. I'll openly admit.
And it's because of this honesty that we're partnering with him, because we know that he will help his students. So if you're a man looking to have dating success with women with proven methods and without relying on looks or money, contact Gallant Gentleman in the link below, or in the description below. And then they could see the dynamic when you act awkward. No one's going to go for you. You're not going to attract anyone.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to tell like the girls out there, like, if you want to have a negative stigma for men, you got to think about this guy's going to be single the rest of his life if he never improves.
Correct.
If he's always talking like that, then who is he going to attract?
Yeah. And to rebuttal the point where you said, oh, girls are saying these guys are looking at us as if they're vultures. Let me tell you, if a guy has game, he wouldn't be like that. He wouldn't be, going up and down with vulture eyes. He would just come up to you, be a gentleman, and be smooth, be suave, be confident, be competent.
Yeah.
Right? That's the point of pickup. Because I'll use myself as an example. My own father, actually, all the men in my family, immediate family, distant family, they never gave me any guidance on how to be successful with women, right? Or the guidance they gave me is not practical.
Yeah.
Right? So where else can I learn from? Oh, my peers? Well, my peers, they themselves at the time, they weren't particularly good with women. So how the hell am I going to learn? Right?
Yeah.
How am I So it's because the existence of pickup is there, I can start self-improving and becoming competent with women.
Yeah.
Right?
So I look at it like this, like if there's a society, a demographic of people, you say it's men, I say it's women, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
If there's a demographic of people that are telling men to not be doing this pickup shit,
Yeah.
then they are essentially telling us be losers and not know how to talk to women. Yeah. And that way you will still attract women.
Let me
Bro. That
give
does
you,
not sound right?
Actually, I hear this criticism from women a lot.
Okay.
Just be yourself. And I'm like, I am myself. And I'm still not getting any girls. So obviously there's something wrong with me.
Yeah,
right?
I saw that too.
There's obviously something wrong with me.
Yeah.
At least I'm not delusional, right? Yeah. At the time when I was bad with women, I understood, okay, I'm bad with women. I need to do something. I need to self-improve. Because
I had that epiphany.
Me being myself is not enough.
True.
It's not enough, right? Because and that holds true on today, because now women have higher and higher and higher standards. That standards for women is getting higher and higher. So obviously, me being myself is not enough. Okay, then what do? Okay, I can go to the gym. I can improve my finances. I can be a respectable figure, someone with status. And I can also improve my social skills through pickup.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the main stigma that surrounds pickup from the women's side.
But Sebastian,
from the women's side.
You have a lot of students, right? They make a ton of money and they're super successful financially, right?
Yes.
But they don't have success with women. So what would you say is more important, the social skills that you develop to talk to women, or the finances and the attraction, the materialistic attraction, like the 666, 6 feet tall, 6 figures and 6-pack?
Oh, okay. So Jeff and I would have hours and hours and hours of endless debates on this. Hours of endless debates.
I think the answer is pretty clear.
Yeah. I mean, because we try to break it down to a science, right? Because of course the simple answer is it's the game that matters, right? In our opinion as coaches, right? It's the game that matters, right? Because I'll be real, like Jeff and I were broke, right? We are broke. I'll admit it. We are broke losers. We are, like, from a societal standpoint, if you look at our success or lack of success as a measurement of whether or not we're losers, by those metrics, we're losers because we're just broke. And Jeff and I, we would joke around. We would say, yo, by societal standards, we're losers. We shouldn't be getting the type of women we're getting. We shouldn't be, period.
True.
And we joke around and we say, yo, these girls, they got to get their eyes checked. They got to go to an optometrist or something because I don't know what they see in us, you know. I'll blatantly admit it, right? I'll openly admit it. And that just shows that, yeah, we have really good game. And game is a great equalizer. It is a fantastic equalizer of, you know, if you're lacking in looks, you're lacking in money or what. I'm not saying those things don't matter. Of course, looks matter. Height matters. Your ethnicity matters. How your finances matter. To all these things matter to girls. What I'm saying is game is an equalizer if you lack in other areas of life. That's what I'm saying.
I think you mentioned something before on the first podcast we were on. You're mentioning like if you lack finances or lack certain things, like good physique, good looks, you overcompensate in other areas.
Yes,
I
correct.
think that was a critical thing that you mentioned. Very interesting.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get a little bit nerdy with pickup, but this is great for the audience. So there's 5 different ways to be successful with women. Okay. First one is money and time. Okay. You have to have a balance of both money and time. Okay. If you're really rich, but you have no time, that's when the wife says, you never spend any quality time with me. You don't spend quality time with the family, the kids. All you do is focus on money, 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 money.
True.
Right. And then that's when your wife leaves you, takes half your shit, you know, takes your house, whatever. And that's the end of it. But the positive thing about having a lot of money is you have a lower barrier to entry, right?
True.
Very, very low barrier to entry. So for example, if I'm broke, I can't enter a venue with supermodels, right? Like they go to Met Galas, right? Or they go to events hosted by Gucci, Fendi, and all these Prada, all these high-end luxury brands, right? If I'm broke, my barrier to entry is way too high, right? So that's the positive thing about money. Now, if you have too much time, right, but no money, right? Now your barrier to entry is too high, right? Those are because no girl wants a broke guy that has all the time in the world, right? So money and time. That's the first one. Second is looks and height, right? So if you're a tall guy, obviously women are naturally attracted to that. Looks, there's a bunch of subcategories, right? Your fashion, your grooming, like the way you dress, the way you style yourself, the way you groom, your hair, your face, right? Your face shape. You know, I didn't even know about mewing until recently. You can literally mew to make your face look better, right? So this is for looks, the second aspect, looks, right? It is the only aspect that is height/looks. It is the only aspect that is out of your control. Yep. This is the beautiful thing about being good with women. That is the only one that is out of your control. Okay.
Well, finances kind of too, because like, I mean, you could be born like not having any competency.
Yeah. But
I do believe that. I do believe there are people who are born like pretty dumb.
Of course, but there's rags to riches stories, right? Like you can't control your height. Like right? Yeah. So naturally, you can't naturally control your height. There you go. So anyways, second is looks/height. Of course, subcategory is race/ethnicity. Some girls will prefer a particular race or ethnicity over other. Again, that's one of the very few. That's one of the things you can't control. I'm not even gonna get into that.
Okay, so we're at 3 right now.
3 is status/respect.
Sorry, was race? That was the third one.
No, race is the subcategory of looks.
Okay.
Yeah,
of looks. Okay.
Third one is status/respect.
Mm-hmm.
So status, it doesn't need to be particularly high in the world. So for example, let me ask you, Panda, in a college classroom, just a classroom, who has the highest status?
The one that's the smartest.
Go higher.
The professor.
There you go, a professor, right?
Okay.
So a great example is a yoga class, right? there was a coach I know. He loved fit yoga girls. Okay. So what did he do? He got the certification to become a yoga instructor. So all his class was all hot yoga girls, and he was the highest status person because he's the instructor, right? So,
Yeah.
Okay. So number one, high status in a particular environment.
That's true.
Second is respect, right? You have to have both status and respect, because how many of you guys have bosses that you don't respect? He's the boss. He has the highest status, but you don't respect him.
Yeah.
Right? You hate him for whatever reason. So how do you gain respect? Well, the easiest way is through, I shouldn't say easiest, most obvious way is through meritocracy, right? Someone that puts in the work. Why does Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and Stephen Curry, all these guys have massive respect in the basketball community? It's because of all their accomplishments, all their accolades, all the merits, right? That's how you got to have a balance of both. You have status and respect. Fourth one is it's much newer. It's clout/fame. Okay, clout is the level of influence you have to a wide audience.
That's within status, right?
No, this is the fourth. Aspect.
Okay.
Yeah. So fourth is clout/fame. I'll give you an example. Is
Influencers, pretty much.
Mr. Beast.
Yeah. Okay.
Or iShowSpeed or Aiden Ross. Any of these streamers, influencers, right? So they have a lot of clout, right? Clout, along with clout, comes with influence. If iShowSpeed says, hey, I want you to buy food from this particular restaurant, all his audience, they're going to go listen to him, right? A large amount, they're going to go. Fame, a lot of famous people don't necessarily have that level of influence or clout. For example, like Robert De Niro, right? He's famous, right? Robert De Niro, very famous, but he doesn't have that level of influence, right? If he says, hey, I want you to go to this restaurant to get food, sure, there's still going to be a substantial amount of people, but not as much as someone that has a lot of clout.
Yeah.
Right? So clout session. The fifth aspect is personality/game. Okay. Personality is, hey, are you a good person? Are you funny? Right?
Yeah.
Are you someone that has great morals and integrity? So that's the obvious stuff, right? Your character, your personality. And game, right? Game is what I coach, right? Are you competent, confident? Are you suave? Are you smooth? Are you charismatic? Are you seductive with women, right? Again, you got to have a balance of both, right? I would like to believe I'm a good person, right? Morally, I'm a good person. I would like to believe that I'm one of integrity, and I also have game, right? So out of these 5 aspects, 5 different ways of being successful with women, you just need a minimum of 2, any 2 of 5, any 2 out of 5, and you're going to be very, very successful with women.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah.
Tying it back to like this whole negative stigma of like pickup, right?
Yeah.
These characteristics that you mentioned,
These 5, yeah.
having like finances,
Yeah.
that's not viewed like negatively. I mean, some people would probably be like, oh, I live a much better and comfortable life and not as complex, being, like just living like just with minimal finances, right? Yeah. Personality, looks, yeah, I mean, of course, like you can't control that. That's out of anyone's control. Yeah. Status, it's a positive thing if you have more of it, right?
Yeah.
If you're notorious, that's a different story.
Right.
So I'm not going to beat the dead horse with this, but all of these have like goods and bads.
Of course,
okay?
100%. Yeah.
So if you're to say like everyone who makes money is wrong,
yeah.
it's you know what I'm saying? It's like you're saying that everyone who does pickup, they're in the wrong. But there's goods and bads of pickup.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I said, it went back to my MMA reference, right?
Yes.
Some people, they do it to better themselves and to protect their loved ones, and some do it to have murderous intent or malicious intent, right?
Yeah.
It can go either way. It's up to the individual. Yeah.
And I wouldn't even say like pickup is just it in its own like subcategory. I would say like that falls within well, yeah, I mean, it is its own subcategory, but then it falls under social skills. So usually
yes,
people with
yes.
like social skills, if they're in like sales, they actually attract the most amount of women. Like
Oh
people in
yeah,
sales,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Sales guys, yeah, they're very charismatic.
Yeah. So like you improving like your game, you're not only improving your game, but you're also improving your social skills.
You're indirectly improving other social aspects. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know if you do this, Sebastian, but like before a session of like talking to girls or picking girls up, like just cold approaching, right? I don't know if you just do this thing where you talk to like random strangers, like just to like kind of warm up yourself. Have you ever done that?
That's I've personally never done that, but I know it. Well, in the pickup community, that is a real tactic. Yeah, it's warming up, right? It's getting yourself into a social mindset.
Yeah, it could be like telling someone like on the road, like just anyone you bump into, hey, have a great day. Hey, you look fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you start talking to anyone. It could be like a guy, it could be a girl, it could be an old woman, it could be an old guy.
Yeah, anyone.
Yeah, anyone pretty much. So like I think that like what I'm trying to say is that when you talk to people, when you improve your social ability, then you're not just attracting more women, but then you're also working on yourself.
Yes.
And for you to say, like, for anyone to say doing pickup is a bad thing, that's like saying working on your social skills is a bad thing. In a sense.
I'm so happy you brought this up. So my closest friend, I recommended him a program to learn pickup. Okay, I recommended it to him. He took the course, he took the boot camp, and he did really well during the program. He got a date with a mother-daughter. Okay, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. It was great. He did a mother-daughter date in New York. Okay, cold approach, by the way, mother-daughter cold approach. He took the mom and the daughter on a date. So he was really feeling himself. He's like, yo, I nailed it. I got this down. I got this pickup stuff down. So he had a massive confidence boost. Okay. He was never terrible with women, but he also wasn't very good or proficient. Okay. But then when he took the program and he had that success, it really landed with him and it boosted his confidence. The next week, he had a job interview. Okay. He's a tech recruiter. Okay?
Yeah, I know where you're
It was a tech recruiting firm in New York. Okay, so these guys are top tier. Okay?
Yeah.
He went in that interview. He brought that confidence with him. He killed it. He got the job immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because on his resume, I think he put something like, he went to university, but he didn't complete it. Right. And they asked him like, hey, what's with this, on your education section of your resume? Why does it say university not completed or whatever? And he just was very honest. He said, oh, yeah, I had some family emergency and I'm not going to get into what the family emergency was, but it was life threatening. Okay. He's like, yeah, so I had to take time off from college. So, but I'm going back to college this semester because I only need like one class to graduate. And the interviewer was like, I don't even know why I asked you. This isn't even important. You killed the interview, right? So it's like, I don't even know why I asked you. And he got the job. Okay. Yeah. And ever since then.
So he got the job because he was feeling himself, because he has like so much confidence,
massive confidence
from that daughter-mother hangout, right?
Yeah. The date,
yeah. I feel that, dude, because when sometimes like I have pickup, like my game was so strong a weekend, bro, that feeling of euphoria, confidence,
that confidence boost,
dude, that lasts for a while. You know? Like me and my homie back then, like when we used to do pickup, this guy. We don't really talk that much anymore because he's married, he has kids. We would say it's like an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Like we get that. like talking to girls
Yeah,
is like
yeah,
a
yeah.
natural high.
Yes.
That's what we say.
Yes.
And
Yes.
sometimes that high lasts for so long.
For
For so long that it gives
yeah.
you so much confidence.
Yeah.
But it's like what we talked about in our previous episode. You can't externally validate yourself all the time. You still have to have some internal validation, and that comes from your core roots.
Yeah.
A core root, I would say, is your social ability.
Correct. Yeah.
If you've approved your social ability and you know the fundamentals of it to a point where it becomes muscle memory, then you're pretty. That's an internal validation right there. Another one is having finances, right? That is another one. But if you're using your social skills just to get girls all the time and using that sort of natural high to build yourself, you're trying to get external validation all the time, and you're relying on these natural highs, but it's just going to be like a dopamine rush.
Yeah, it's a kind of a waste of your social skills as well, right? You're only using it for women. You could use it for so many other things. You could use it for public speaking.
Yeah.
You can use it for sales. You can use it for stand-up comedy. You can or internet personality, right? You have these great social skills, and you're just using it just for women. It's like, it's kind of a waste. Yeah.
I don't know if you get the same thing too, but like whenever back then, like I'm an engineer, okay?
Yeah.
So there's some times where I'm just like focused on work. There's some times where for a Controvert podcast, I'm just editing for weeks at a time. I don't really talk to people, right? So I lose that sense of social ability. I think social ability is something to practice, right?
Yes.
You have to constantly practice it, or else you get rusty as hell.
Yes.
with it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Absolutely.
So whenever I'm rusty, okay, the thing that instantly boosts me up is talking to girls.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah.
I go from like really rusty to all of a sudden, man, I know how to do this. Like all of a sudden I just boosted.
Yeah.
Because you have such a stage fright with it.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're feeling so nervous or frustrated, that is when people learn the most.
Yeah.
And when you're tested to the max like that, when you're putting yourself in a very uncomfortable situation, that's when you're like going from 0 to 100 real quick, right?
Yeah.
And so sometimes I even tell some girlfriends, I'll be honest, bro. When I would have girlfriends in the past, I tell them they wouldn't understand this, but they would let me do it anyways. I think they were just being nice. They wouldn't want me to do it, but I would tell them this. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm losing my social abilities, and talking to girls, it helps.
No, but
They never understood it.
yeah.
They didn't want it to happen, but of course, me being the guy I am, I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna leave me just because of this. I know that. It's not because I'm being a piece of shit. It's more like I'm trying to get my social abilities up because I need it.
Yeah.
And I don't text these girls. I get the number. I don't text them.
Yeah.
I never text them. When I have a girlfriend, I'm super loyal. But some people will see it as that's cheating. No, I don't really see it like that.
Yeah,
I see it as a man who's constantly trying to
Improve
stay
himself,
within, he's trying to hone himself. He's trying to become one with like the social ability, right?
Yeah.
And
No, but so this is my rebuttal for people saying, "Oh, you're misogynistic, you're objectifying." No, this is why we love, or at least I love women, because you women contribute to a man's confidence, right? You have great contributions to boosting men's self-esteem, right? There's an old saying: when a woman gets complimented, she instantly forgets it, but when a man gets complimented, he remembers it for life.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
I'll never forget the first girlfriend I ever had. We were just having a casual conversation, and she asked me, "Hey, what's your favorite body part of yourself?" And I said, "My face." And she said, "Wow, that's extremely confident. Why would you say that?" And I said, "Oh, because you told me when you first saw me, the first thing you noticed was that I had a very, very beautiful face. And I've never been told that my entire life. I've never been told by a girl, 'Sebastian, you have a very beautiful face.' Ever."
Yeah.
And when she told me that, I literally felt like I could kill a lion with my bare hands, you know, like that massive confidence boost. Like women don't understand the power you have that you can bring to men. We feel like we can conquer worlds and empires when we have the right woman.
Well,
right?
some of them will argue this. They will be like, well, I've done that in the past, and there's a guy that didn't appreciate it.
Well, you just picked the wrong guy.
One bad apple doesn't mean you don't treat every guy with this sort of respect and this sort of nice will.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what a lot of women, I personally think, right? Women hold grudges a lot.
Oh yeah.
And like for example, I don't know if you had a woman that did you wrong before.
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
Plenty of times.
Yeah, plenty of times.
And then a lot of times I go like, well, why did I treat her with so much respect if she's gonna do this to me?
Yeah.
And so the next one that comes around, what do? I don't change how I treat this woman. I'm not gonna be like, yo, this woman's a piece of shit because like the last one was a piece of shit. No, you still act like who you are.
Yeah, you're still a gentleman.
Yeah. Right? But I feel like a lot of women, they would be like, well, I complimented a man in the past and he still played me.
Yeah.
It's just the wrong guy. Like, I feel like the really respectable women, the ones that are really having success, are the ones that consistently are nice to men and they don't let that past haunt them. I mean, there's like, not really a saying, but a common belief that men have. We think that a woman who has a lot of emotional scars in the past, it doesn't really build them. It just brings more trauma. Yeah. And for men,
it's the opposite.
Emotional scars is the opposite. It builds a man. It makes them a gentleman, right?
Yeah.
So with me, right, because of the shit I've gone through in my life, as I got older and the more shit I've gone through, I started treating women with more respect. There's been periods of times where I would yell at my girlfriend for the dumbest thing.
We all do.
She didn't know her left and rights, right? And then we went the wrong way. It was only a 5-minute detour. I yelled at her because of that shit, and then I made her cry. And then the lunch was awkward as fuck. Looking back at it, I'm like, dude, I would not do that to a girl now.
Yeah.
And that happens because you've been through so much shit as a man.
Yeah, you learn.
And you learn.
Yeah.
But I think for women, I think it'd be the opposite.
Yeah. They hold grudges. Yeah. A lot of women hold grudges.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess to wrap this up, I do think that it's an essential skill that men need.
Absolutely. To be good with women.
To be good with talking in general, you know, not necessarily with women, but
or competent socially. Yeah.
That does feed into it. There's an aspect where it's like talking to the other gender. You're tested a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, man, that was a crazy discussion. Did you have like more things you wanted to say, like last final remarks?
No. Just to the men. I want to speak directly to the men. Yes, I understand it could be difficult to take that first step, that first leap to approach a woman because of so much negative stigma out there. But I can tell you it's worth it. Okay? I've been there. I've been called every name in the book. Just for this video, I'll probably still get called names in the comment section, right? But regardless, that shouldn't stop you from achieving the success you want with women. You know, really put yourself out there, right? There is no risk without reward. There is no reward without risk, right? So just put yourself out there and take that first step. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
That's the last thing you gotta say. I really respect that about you, bro. The fact that you're saying all this and you're not really like trying to promote your business. I mean, I'll promote your business.
This is how serious Panda is about the business. You know, this is how. Right?
Check out Gallant Gentleman. Send Sebastian or Gallant Gentleman a DM on Instagram. I'm not saying this just to promote and to make money, but what the goal of Controvert Podcast and Gallant Gentleman is to help men. I mean, Sebastian has told me time and time again, he wants to make like an honest living. There's a lot of dating coaches out there. Yeah, they make a lot of money from this stuff, but it doesn't mean one, they're good at it. It doesn't mean they're truthful about it.
Yes.
They could be teaching you all the wrong information, but their marketing is probably really good. That's why they get the customers. So the goal of Controvert Podcast, we're going to help with marketing, and we hope we could really help men out there because we really care. And then there's been other videos that we talked on podcasts, really genuine, where we're just saying like, yeah, we're trying to help men.
Everything I'm saying is actually going against my business model, right? Because it's like, why are you revealing these things? As a coach, you should be keeping your mouth shut and cashing in the checks.
Exactly.
I'm like, no, this is a serious issue.
What he's trying to say is that because he runs a dating coach business, if there's more incel guys, of course there's going to be
more money for
him,
Yeah.
more potential clients, right?
Correct. Yeah, and if you're in the New York area, I do free in-person coaching if you are in New York, because that's where I'm based in. So yeah, message me, DM me. I personally answer all messages. So yeah, feel free to reach out to me.
All right. Thanks for coming, Sebastian.
Thank you for having me.